Today marks the day of the first episode of the Pokemon Types Are Nonsense series. First up, normal types. We're gonna take a look at all of its matchups against fairy, fire, water, grass, dragon, whatever. We're just gonna take a look at all of them. So, leading off today is normal versus normal. Well, not much explaining to do there. Does normal versus normal make sense to you? There's nothing special happening, it's a normal fight. Now, normal versus fire. Normal can be seen as common to, or ordinary. When someone ordinary fights a fire, what happens? Almost nothing. Not that it's not very effective. It does something, but it's not something special that's happening. Nothing is special again. Normal versus water. Have you ever punched water, or have you ever done something to water? Well, if you did, the results were probably nothing special again. Normal versus grass. Well, as water, if you attack grass, what's going to happen? Okay, you might rip the grass out of the ground, but other than that, that's because it's weak. But, try with a tree. Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing special. Normal against electric. Another one of nature's forces. Well, fight off against lightning. Nothing special happens there. Except you're probably gonna get killed. But, it's ordinary. You can't really hit lightning that hard, but at the same time, you can't see it not doing anything, but it's weird. Nothing special happens. Again, it's a neutral matchup. Normal against ice. Ooh, that one gives me the shivers. Okay, I don't like ice. I am not immune to cold. That is true. But normal human or normal Pokemon, normal whatever, has normal difficulties with ice. Ice is cold indeed, but ice can be broken. So again, nothing special happens. It's just the natural element. Normal against fighting. Well, if you're fighting against a fighting type, well, you're doing a Pokemon battle, so obviously you're fighting yourself too against a fighting type. So it's pretty much the same thing as fighting versus fighting, and nothing special happens, except that the weakest one is gonna get pretty beat up, especially if it's the opposite. Normal against poison. While it can't really do much against poison, it flows into your body and your blood and kills you. Well, nothing special happens except it's dangerous, but once again, it's a casualty of life, so nothing special there. Again, normal against ground. Have you ever fought the ground? Noticed how it is hard at certain places and weak at certain places, or should I say soft? Well, they compensate for each other, and once again, well, why would you want to fight off the ground? Nothing special is gonna happen. You're just gonna do casual damage to it. Normal against flying. Okay, as I said, normal is normal, so almost every type matchup is gonna be neutral. This is like the most boring one. But I started with it not because of it. Okay, it's simple, and for a first video, it's quite cool. But, well, I'm referring to Pokemon X and Y's official Kalos region guidebook, which I recommend to you guys. I don't have the second one yet. I'm planning on buying it in a couple of weeks to a month, or 2, or 3. 3 might be a bit long. Whatever. Let's continue. Oh yeah, normal was first on the list, so that's why I'm starting with it. Then I'm gonna go in order. Normal against flying. Well, flying type is mostly seen as bird type, as it was, and as I explained, in my Pokemon Red and Blue, or Red and Green beta. The bird type was probably the former name for the flying type. So you can see where it comes from, flying. What's flying except birds? A flying saucer? Okay, now you're getting into 5th gen and Behem. That's a totally different thing. So, yeah, nothing special happens. You're fighting off a bird. You're normal, the bird is normal except that it can fly. Nothing special happens there again, so that's pretty much it. Normal against Psychic. Psychic. Okay, Psychic is pretty special. Psychic was an overpowered type in Gen 1, as it had no weakness except Dark, Ghost, which was, well, Gengar. but it didn't do anything at all. So, Psychic is pretty special. Psychic is the ability to manipulate things with your brain and stuff like that. Cool stuff. So, Psychic is pretty awesome, and it's not casual, it's special, but they don't have anything, because right now we're not talking Psychic against normal, and even with a Psychic against normal, it would make it even more overpowered. So, normal against Psychic, well, you don't have anything special, so it's still gonna result in a normal fight. Normal against Bug. Oh, now we're gonna get to the good stuff. Next one. So, normal against Bug. Well, you're fighting off a Bug. The Bug is really hard to hit because it's small usually, but when you hit it, it's pretty messy, so I guess they compensate for each other again. So, normal again. And yeah, nothing special is gonna happen. Everyone knows the result. A big splush of gooey stuff coming out of Bugs. Normal against Rock. Finally, a tight matchup. Normal is weak. No, not weak, but is not very effective against Rock. Why? That is a pretty interesting one for the normal type, because everyone is almost all neutral, so it makes a bit of a change. But normal against Rock. Rock is hard, so when you hit a Rock, you probably did it when you were frustrated or angered at someone, and you probably saw the results. Ow. It hits hard in return, because you hit it and it doesn't move, so it's action-reaction. The third law of Newton. All the energy is going to come back to you because it wasn't enough to make the rock move. Or even if it did, it's hard. So that's the law of hard stuff that hurts on your body. Or on a Pokemon's body, or whatever. On a normal body, I should say. So, well, it doesn't do much at the rock, so it's not very effective. Now, normal against Ghost. That's probably the most interesting one in the normal type. Why? Well, ghosts are supernatural things, or spirits, or whatever. They can't be seen, they can be sensed. But normal? You're just normal. Do you have any ability except being normal? Randomly normal? No. So do you have the ability to see ghosts? No. Do you have the ability to hit ghosts? Well, if you can't see them, why could you hit them? You can't. And you're just gonna go through them, because it's normal, and the ghost or the spirit is abnormal. So that's why it doesn't do anything, and as we call in the Pokemon universe, it does not affect. So when you don't know your type matchups, and you hit a ghost with a normal type attack, you're gonna get pretty surprised at first. But when you think about it, it's pretty simple. Normal against Dragon. Well, you're probably gonna get beat up because the dragon is big. Maybe. A dragon is big. Or is it? A dragon can be small. Dragon is, well, if seen in fairy tales and all, it's fictional and it can breathe fire and it can fly and all. In the real world, they're mostly reptiles or lizards, as my bearded dragon Yuki is. My lizard that I have right here that I can't show it to you guys because, well, I can't show him to you. Yeah, I think he's sleeping right now. Well, I know a lot about the dragon type. That's what I can tell you. The dragon type is gonna be one of the last ones that we're gonna see in this series, but I can guarantee it, it's gonna be a pretty special one. Well, that's because I know a lot about reptiles, lizards, snakes, turtles, reptiles, all kinds of reptiles. That's my animal specialty. I know a lot of them and about them. So, as I said, dragons, well, in Pokemon, dragons are seen as overpowered beasts, so they're not gonna be as big as my lizard. 1.5 foot to approximately 2 feet. Probably more like 10 meters. So, while you can't really do much against a dragon, you're gonna get beat up. Yeah, your attacks are still normal. You can still hit the dragon. It can do normal damage, but the dragon's gonna get pretty angry and is going to beat you up after the battle, which is gonna result in a second battle. But that's with the other type matchups in an other video. Normal against Dark. Dark, you're gonna be like, what? We just seen Ghost. Dark? Well, it's darkness. You can't see it, you can hit it. You can't hit it, right? Well, that's what most people say. But when you think about it, the Japanese translation for dark is evil. Oh, now it makes sense. Right. Because evil is not the darkness when we close the light. It's bodies that you can actually hit. You can hit them normally as any other type. And that's why it's a neutral matchup again. Normal against steel. Steel is like rock, hard, hard as rock, hard as steel. Well, same result, you're gonna get hit pretty hard and you're gonna die. Or just lose your hand or knuckle, right? And for the last one today, normal versus fairy. Fairy is a new type introduced in Gen 6. Well, fairies are small, but when you hit them, it's bloody. If they're small. But still, again, your attack is pretty normal, so it does normal damage, neutral type matchup. That's about it. Thank you guys. Today was pretty wonderful. I had a wonderful time doing that. I'm going to continue doing those videos over the next weeks, every 2 weeks. And next time on Pokemon Types Are Nonsense is going to be the Fire type, which has way more fun than the normal type. But we still had some fun with the normal type, even though it's a boring type. Normal type, as I noticed, is like it's more like a dump type, because when you have a type, like let's say Meryl, that's a really good example, and I don't like Meryl. Now I like it more, but in X and Y, I was pretty surprised, and, well, I used a couple of fighting types against it, and, ow, yeah. As I said, it's a dump type, because, well, when you don't have any specialty, like Meryl was a water and normal, what can you do with that? Water, okay. Normal, well, you can't place it in the dragon type, fire type, grass type, rock type. What can you do with it? Well, just put it in the normal type with all the other normal types, okay? Okay, so that's what happened. As well as Azumarill, and a lot of other people or Pokemon. So that's it for today, guys. We'll see you in the next 2 weeks, or the next week if you're gonna be there watching my new stop motion video. So I'm gonna see you soon. It's me, Simia. Bye now.